afternoon. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the notification bell. And today, we're going to be doing a quality check with the Model 3. All right, this is the Model 3 Performance, and the way we can tell is the Performance. It has the Uber turbine wheels that are only offered with the Performance. So let's start off by doing a quality check. We're going to either give it a pass or a fail. So let's start off by looking at the left side, and then we'll continue on to the right side. We'll take a look at that hood, and I do see something here. I don't know if you can see that. See that goes in there, and that shouldn't be like that. So definitely have an issue with this Model 3. Remember to see if your door handles are flush. A good way to check if it's actually flush is by rubbing one finger from the left panel to the other panel, and you can basically tell. Let's try this again, and it's flush. Beautiful. Now let's look over here to see the gap, and the gap is looking good. I like that. That's what we want to see. Let's check the charge port door to see if it's flush, and it's actually not flush. So another thing you always want to make sure to check is your rear spoiler. You want to make sure that it sits on flush and that there's no spaces on each edge and corners. The rear is looking good. Now, there's been an issue with the Model 3. If you go to the back and you look at the right side, they're having a paint defect with these Model 3s, but it's hardly noticeable, but I'll show you where it is. Let's look. Can you see that right there? Right there in that corner there. Let's see. Yeah, right there. You see that? That is a problem that you're going to be seeing on white Model 3s. And I've noticed this on many Model 3s that are coming from the Fremont factory. It doesn't matter if it's the standard range, long range, or the Performance. There's a paint defect on the right side. If you are taking delivery of a Model 3, make sure you go to your right side and you look at this corner here. If you have that little paint defect, you might want to tell your sales rep and have that taken care of. All right, so let's continue on with this quality check. It's a very minor issue, and the only reason why I can tell because I've looked over thousands of Model 3s, and I keep an eye out for little things that do not match. And when I seen that, when I first caught it, I was like actually surprised to see that it was on multiple Model 3s. I'll actually show you another Model 3 white with the exact same defect. All right, so this one gets a pass because that's just a small issue. But besides that, the build quality is looking good. So let's continue on to another Model 3. All right, we have ourselves a Model 3. I'm not sure if it's a long range or a standard range, but let's take a look at this. Let's look at the left side. Let's look at the bumper to make sure everything sits flush. You want to make sure your hood sits flush on the panel and that it doesn't go in a little bit. This is good. Let's take a look at the hood and the right side light. And let's take a look at these wheels. A lot of the times when they're dropped off the truck, they still have to be buffed. They still have to be cleaned. Stickers have to be removed. So there is a quality check that the Tesla employees do before they hand it off to you. But sometimes they don't catch all the things. So let's continue on over here. See if it's flush. And it is flush. Okay. Now I have an issue. And the issue is right here in this corner right here. This gap just looks a little bit too big for my liking. I don't like that. The fact that I can see in there. So we have an issue with this Model 3. The issue can easily be addressed, but make sure to check your trunk. This is where Tesla's having their problems. It's in the rear. So taking a look at the right side, and remember that paint defect that we seen on the Performance Model 3. Well, I would like to show you on this Model 3 the exact same issue. Let's go close. Let's zoom in. Okay. Now, do you see it right there? Yep, it's in the exact same spot. So whatever machine that's responsible for doing this part needs to be recalibrated, and it needs to be fixed ASAP. So if you find that your Model 3 has that paint defect on the back, you probably won't even notice it. But if you do notice, make sure to have that corrected. They can easily put some paint touch up and then it'll be done. It's not something you should deny the VIN for. But that gap on the left side, I do not like. Let's see, that door wasn't flush. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this a fail because of that gap. That gap needs to be attended to in order for me to accept this. Remember to never feel rushed, never feel like you have to accept a vehicle unless it's built to their best of their ability. Now, let's move on to our final Model 3. So, all right, look at what we have here is our third and final Model 3. And let's take a look. And we'll also be checking this Model 3 to see if it has the exact same paint defect that we pointed out earlier. So, okay. So, if you look right here, this panel pokes out a little bit. You see it? Yeah, it looks like it needs to be taken care of. And that's our first issue that we found over here on this Model 3. So, let's look at the left light. Let's look at the hood. Let's look at the bumper. Make sure that your bumper paint matches. Let's look at the right side. And these are the upgraded wheels. Remember to see the door to see if it's flush. Take a look at the glass roof. It's a little bit dirty, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for any imperfections. Now let's, and that's flush. Uh-oh. We got ourselves a problem with this Model 3. Look at that gap! What is going on? Oh no, do you see this? And don't let them tell you that this gap is due to the auto frunk. That's not true. You've seen other Model 3s with better gaps than this and thinner gaps than this. So this has to be adjusted. Luckily, they can make some adjustments. So don't get all worked up. And we'll see if the charge port door is flush, and it's not. Let's take a look at this rear. And the rear is good. Now, let's see if this paint defect is on this Model 3, and I guarantee it is. So we're gonna start by looking at the rear, and on the right side, we're gonna go exactly to where the paint defect is. Do you see it? Do you see it? It's right there. And we've seen 3 Model 3s all with the exact same problem. And it's so we know it officially is with the Fremont factory. We know that the machine that's operating this part is defective. So please, Tesla, recalibrate that machine and have that issue taken care of. If you're a customer and you buy your Model 3, make sure to go check the rear for this paint defect. Please complain. Because if you complain, then the consumer will gain. Tesla needs to know what to fix. And that's why I do these quality checks, is I want to hold Tesla accountable for the cars they're producing. I'm actually a Tesla investor, and my goal is to improve Tesla's build quality. I don't like it when people say that Tesla's build quality is not good. So we need to do something about it. Instead of complaining, well, we want to complain to Tesla, but instead of, like just being all talk, you gotta have some action. So definitely, if you see a problem with your Model 3, tell your sales rep, and actually make sure that they know what the problem is. Point it out. Point it out. So, yeah. Let's see if it's flush. It is flush. Let's see if it's flush, and it's flush. Okay, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this a fail due to the fact that it has that big-ass gap on the left side. It's unacceptable. Don't be that person that doesn't want to reject the VIN. Reject the VIN. Ask for a new VIN. It doesn't mean that you'll necessarily be pushed back to the end of the line. They may be able to source you a new vehicle that's coming in. So if you're thinking about ordering a Tesla, now's the time to do it, because guess what? I've been hearing that the long waits, it's over. There's going to be unloading China-made Model 3s with the LFP batteries straight from China, and they are going to eventually move over to the Model Y, but they're going to start off with the Model 3. And yeah, that's great news. With the LFP batteries, you can charge to 100% instead of only 90% with the other batteries. And the only bad thing about the LFP batteries is that in the cold weather, you might see slower charging. Thinking about ordering a Tesla, just do it. It's time for us to go to clean energy. You know, it's better for our future. It's time to eat good, look good, and drive good, because paying gas is in the past. So all right, that's another quality check. I'll be dropping another video tomorrow. I'm dropping these quality checks daily because I just want to, hold Tesla accountable for what they're doing. And I want the message to get out there that they need to start improving their quality. If they want to have blowout quarters or continue to have blowout quarters and continue to sell out, we need to build the vehicles better. So, all right. That's all I got to say. So, thank you and have a nice day. Hey, would you like to win a Tesla Model 3? All you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And one lucky subscriber will win a Tesla Model 3.